My name is Nick Shepherd, and I'm a teacher at the European Medicines Agency, but I work there on behalf of MLC, which is the Modern Language Centre of King's. When I was in Mexico, I was involved in the writing of quite a few textbooks which were used all over Latin America, but they were quite traditional in style, and I was always interested in technology at that time, but I couldn't see how we could use it. And then when I came back to England and worked for International House for a while, I began to see that what was needed was more than a course, a source, something that students could turn to if they needed to find something out. And so I thought perhaps what was needed was short videos, sort of 3 to 5 minutes, but animated and lively in style. I'm creating a series of videos about the English language, 3 to 5 minutes long, to help people understand the difficulties and problems they have, particularly in grammar, but also in lexis and vocabulary and sentence structure. I start off with a brief presentation with a couple of examples of what I'm going to talk about. Then I have some very nice little cartoons. Fortunately, my wife Caroline is a cartoonist and an illustrator, and she does all the illustrations that I use. And then it finishes up with a little mini chance for you yourself to stop the video, look at 6 sentences, decide whether it's will or going to in each sentence, and then continue the video, and I fill in the answers. This time we're talking about words which end in F, double F, or FE. Some words change to VES and some don't. Here's a picture of a wolf, and he has a knife, and he wants to be the chief. Here are some more wolves with knives, and they want to be chiefs too. So 2 of these words, wolf and knife, take VES in the plural, and one of them, chief, just has an S. I think with the arrival of the internet, things are changing quite fast, and learning is becoming less teacher-centred and more learner-centred, and we need to allow for that. So the materials, instead of being based on what teachers think students should learn, materials should make available a wide range of stuff so the learners can choose what they have difficulty with. I realised that the videos really need to be short and sweet. They need to be short, sweet, and single issue. You need to teach one thing at a time, decide what you want to teach, make it very clear in your own mind what you're teaching, just present that one point. And it needs to be presented with as much visual movement of pictures and as much visual movement of words as you can achieve. Not to the point that it's a great flurry of activity, but enough so that people are kept alert, alive, watching, following the movement, and hopefully learning the language which is being presented. Unfortunately, for a while, struggling with the technology took up more time than actually showing anybody how the English language works, but now I've more or less reached the point that I can do the technology quickly enough so that I can spend most of my time actually thinking about learning and the English language. The response was slow, but it grew steadily from when I began 3 or 4 years ago. And now I'm getting views from 60 to 100 countries, and I've had over 500,000 views so far, and I've got several thousand subscribers, and I get feedback every day. And the comments vary from just simple congratulatory comments, very occasionally something a bit rude, but mostly not. And I often respond to the comments by asking people what they would like. And a small proportion of people answer and say they're interested in a range of different topics. I suppose the biggest challenge I've faced was having to learn so much technology. And really and truly, I think that people should stick to what they're good at. And I think lecturers should stick to whatever it is they're teaching. And they should use technologists to do the technology. It's perhaps a waste of time for a lecturer to spend hours learning how to use the technology well. But at the same time, you do need to learn what the technology can do, because you can't give instructions to a technologist, you can't work with a technologist unless you know roughly what they are capable of doing, what the technology is capable of doing. In addition to the videos, I also make worksheets, which I've distributed about 250, I think, so far, on a whole range of points, also well illustrated. And I've got quite a lot of interactive exercises, and I would like to gather the whole lot together, this is my current plan, into a website, hopefully by the end of the year, which will include all the videos, all the worksheets and all the exercises, and all be accessible through a series of indexes and tables of contents within the website. I think the link between gaming and learning is very important and very powerful, and we need to understand that through games we can help people to become as addicted to learning, if you like, as so often they become addicted to gaming. So my dream is to start creating games, but that's still at the dream stage.